Mindia, Mind of India.
Farming was once and still is one of the backbones of our economy. But the current situation for farmers and farming in India especially is pretty dire. This is Mandya, a typical farming district that reflects the heart of India.
When I was growing up, I used to visit my grandparents who were farmers living in Mandya. I always envied their lifestyle because they were all living with the nature, close to the nature. They were all healthy, wealthy. So I was always passionate about farming, but I did my engineering, and like everybody else, it was a kind of a compulsion to get into software field.
The truth in farming districts across the country is that this once rich and rewarding occupation has taken a turn for the worse. Mandya typified what is happening across the country. More and more agriculturists move in search of the proverbial greener pasture to cities and urban centers, leaving behind generations of experience to how to grow 3 square meals from the land.
When I came to Bangalore, most of the time I used to travel by auto rickshaws because all my house, everything was back in US. So when I was traveling in auto rickshaws, I used to engage with the auto rickshaw drivers. They were saying, "Sir, we are from Mandya, but we are in Bangalore because we are not earning anything out of agriculture." And I used to ask them, "Do you own any lands?" They used to say, "Yes, we have land. We have 2 acres, we have 3 acres, but unfortunately, we are not able to earn anything from that. So that's why we are here in Bangalore, earning 15-20K per month."
Farmers seem to be giving up their arable land and moving, destroying their age-old ways and in turn giving up their health in the name of development.
That guilt conscious kind of made me think I should come back to my village. I should understand, study the problem, why people are suffering, why this richness has gone, why they have become drivers, why they are cleaning utensils in Bangalore, why they are working as maids in Bangalore. I wanted to come back, understand the difficulties.
Our rich heritage has held strong for centuries, and buried in it are secrets to healthy, better living that we have overlooked in our hurry to progress.
No technology can save our farmers. The only technology what could save our farmers was our learning from our ancestors, learning from the roots. So this kind of made me think of starting a new concept called Organic Mandya. My name is Madhuchandan. I am a software professional turned organic farmer. Now I am in the process of making my place a chemical-free district.
By combining traditional knowledge with today's entrepreneurial spirit, a platform to solve the downward spiral of the district was created.
They call farmers as Annadata, a person who gives food for others. But today, what we are doing as Annadata, we are putting poison and we are giving, which is very wrong. So I grouped about 250 farmers and we started a first organic cooperative society in India called Mandya Organic Farmers Cooperative Society. Everyone accepted, yes, everyone told, yes, my grandparents were living a beautiful life. But now we have brought down the misery onto us by all this new age of farming.
Farmers from over 300 villages in the district of Mandya have now taken to chemical-free and traditional organic farming.
In 320 villages, we have formed about 320 organic farmers club. Means each club has about 20 to 30 farmers. We have grouped them so that they perform very well as a group.
Things began looking up almost immediately here in Mandya.
Not even a single rupee was spent on any of the inputs. Cow's manure was acting as fertilizers, and cow's urine was used as urea to produce urea and for pest control. So that's how our farmers never spent a single rupee on any of the inputs they used in the land. It was all free and freely available in their backyard. As soon as we stop putting chemicals, the land, the soil automatically starts recuperating itself. Likewise, we tied up with the Goshala. We gave 500 to 600 cows for our farmers. So that kind of became an incentive for our farmers to do organic farming.
There are a lot of nuances and thinking that has gone into making a difference over the last 6 years. But the name Organic Mandya has become a name to reckon with. It is not just a company that is looking at producing organic food, but looking to provide a solution to the problems being faced by farmers.
When we started this movement, we had two things in our mind. One is to make Mandya a chemical-free district, and the second objective was to uplift the economical status of our marginal farmers. With these two intentions, we started.
They are seeing the benefits firsthand too, not only in terms of increased profits, but in terms of better health as well.
A lot of organic activities has started in Mandya. A lot of farmers are getting into organic farming practices. A lot of women are turning back into kitchen gardens.
Mandya has now come full circle. It is slowly regaining its past glory. What was going wrong is being set right.
Now today, when people talk about Mandya, they don't just say Mandya, they say Organic Mandya. That's how the brand has been. It's kind of becoming an organic hub. If anybody wants to buy organic or see organic or feel organic, so automatically a Mandya becomes the destination organic hub for India. That's our vision, that's our goal.
Mindya, Mind of India.